Hello, can you guys hear me? Mm. My bad, guys. I for some reason I thought I set. Okay, I don't know why it's blurred. Give me one sec. I need to have it autofocus, but I don't know how to make it autofocus from here. Give me 1 second. Gotta use this. Huh. Okay. Nice. There you go. Got it. Okay. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Is the audio okay? Let me know. You can see I got paid by YouTube $100 and I bought a new mic. So we're just gonna put it right here. Look like a YouTuber. How's it going, guys? Okay. No, wait a second. It's getting in my way now. Okay, there. That's good. I'm good. I'm good. So, I need to find a way to bring this one down so that I don't. Audio is great. Good. Hope all is well. No G3 unsubbed. How you doing, man? How's it going? Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so what happened? So what happened was I swear I thought I put it at 5:30. I put it at 3, and then I thought to myself, I was like, people are probably at work, so what's it called? Nobody's gonna really come. But then I guess I didn't change it. It was supposed to be at 5. That's why I didn't even realize, like, like Philip messaged me. And he was like, "Are you still coming?" I was like, "Oh shit, I completely forgot." So yeah, my bad, guys. I'm really sorry. Give me 1 second. Let me just fix one last thing. All right, I'm back. Got my regular hat on. Nice. Look at this getaway. I have to focus my camera for some reason because I haven't figured it out. So I use this thingy to to tap the focus button on my camera. There. Okay. So, first of all, thank you guys for 500 subs. I'm quite blown away. Like, we moved, I think it was like a week and a half. I got 500 subs. So yeah, thank you so much. Honestly, I'm quite blown away. And here's to many more. I am taking YouTube more serious now. I'm trying to upload at least 3 videos a week. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it this week because I have a lot of stuff, but next week for sure I'll have 3 videos lined up. I might be able to put out 1 or 2 this week. And I would love for you guys to tell me about any topic ideas that you have in mind. So I am doing, excuse me. So I am doing some top 10 lists coming up, like rarest products, rarest cards, stuff like that. I'm also going to be doing a top on how to begin collecting as a newbie in this modern era. But if you have some video suggestions, I would love your input. So yeah, but overall, I just wanted to kind of start this video out by saying thank you very much. I'm truly blown away. I also wanted to let you guys know that kind of some like overhead. I started a YouTube membership thing for $5. In that YouTube membership thing, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sharing this future project that I have in the works right now, like some updates, some, you know, like factory pictures and stuff like that. I'm going to be sharing that all in the membership area because I do need to have some sort of wall. I can't just like put it out in the open. So I guess like a $5 paywall would help with that. And yeah, so like my patrons already have it because obviously they're paying more than the $5. But if you guys are interested in like kind of keeping up to date with these new projects that I'm gonna be starting, like for like some merch, I'm gonna be sharing like some difficulties that I'm having with like the factory and stuff like that. So yeah, if you're interested in like learning about that kind of stuff, you can check out the YouTube membership. I'm gonna be posting some videos either today or tomorrow about it. But yeah, I started that. What are some other housekeeping things? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, just thank you guys. Honestly, I'm really thankful for all of the support that you guys have been giving me. I saw that you guys are using the links like in the description. Like, dude, that means a lot because, like I said, man, I put out like maybe 10 days, like around I've put in around 200 to 300 hours into my YouTube videos so far, and I've gotten paid like $120 from YouTube. I know it's a long game, but yeah, like this, your using of the links really helps me out. Honestly, like it doesn't do anything like to increase your costs. All it does is just give me a little bit of the percentage that eBay is going to take into me, and it helps me kind of pay and fund these projects that I want to do for YouTube. So yeah, but thank you so much for using those links. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting, viewing the videos, all of that, honestly. So now, without further ado, let's get into your questions. What do you guys have to ask me? What do you guys want to know about me? What do you guys want to know about the Yu-Gi-Oh game? What do you guys want to know about anything? Just let me know. I'm dedicating like 2 to 3 hours today if you guys are interested in hearing me blabber about random topics. There's not really any questions so far. Thoughts on the price of unlimited PSA graded SDK Blue Eyes? Seems way too high for such an abundant card. So I think unlimited SDK Blue Eyes, what you want to do if you want that card and you can't afford the PSA 9 or 10 of the regular, I think you should be focusing on things like wavy SDK, maybe glossy SDK, like things that have a little bit of variation, something to distinguish them from the crowd, if that makes sense. Because I agree with you, like there's a ton of SDK Blue Eyes out there, especially loose. So you do want to kind of differentiate yourself a little bit, and the way to do that is by either buying wavy or glossy or whatever. It might come at a little bit of premium, but in the long run, I think the collector's market will reward you for that little bit of premium a lot more than, you know, going with what everybody else is buying in terms of the SDK. Next, resources for learning about economics. So I use George Gammon. That's where I learn a lot of my stuff. In terms of macro, I use, if you want to look up something called the Anarchist Library, that houses a lot. Like, it's not only just for anarchists, like other resources, but it also houses like free market analysis. It has what is that called? Austrian economics, like basically the house of free market capitalism. Sorry about that. Somebody just dropped off some mail. Basically like the whole tree of capitalism, free markets, freedom, all of these things, they're all housed under like the anarchist umbrella. And I think that's a great website that I used to learn. Like, I use it for philosophy mostly because I feel like my economics is pretty down pat. Like, I have a very strong understanding of macro. So I use it for more philosophy resources, but I recommend it for pretty much anything. Like, you can learn about how do you parent your children in this world today if you want them to learn about freedom, right? Like, how do you, like, should you neuter your pets, or are you taking away freedom of, you know, these animals, and do you have the right to do that? Like, stuff like that, like all kinds of just philosophical questions that you have to ask yourself if you truly want to be free and allow others to be free as well. And I'm guessing that's what you're asking, right? Like, in terms of economics, because I think that you lean towards kind of the freedom side of economics. If you need more communist types of economics, obviously you can read Karl Marx, I don't know, any other degenerate. You said you didn't watch all of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. I barely watched any Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, to be honest with you. I think I watched like up to like the first season, like with Zane, and where Zane was like, he didn't go bad yet. Yeah, that's kind of like the. I really don't watch a lot of TV anymore, and back then I got out of Yu-Gi-Oh at Duel Monsters, but I respect the cards in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh GX. It's not really more of a nostalgic base. It's more I respect just how damn hard they are to get compared to every other era in Yu-Gi-Oh. Next, is Faded a good differentiation for something like this? Yeah, for sure. I think that Faded is a nice niche. However, you kind of lose a little bit of the aesthetic to some people, right? Like nobody can complain that wavy looks bad or glossy looks bad, but they can't complain that faded looks bad. So that type of niche doesn't really, you don't want to exclude people from the market, right? Like, and this is why I gravitate towards the wavy slash glossy SDK Unlimited compared to something like, I don't even know if SDK Unlimited Glossy even exists, but compared to something like the faded cards. To me, I'm not a fan of faded. I never really liked them, and I don't really collect them myself. I actually try to get rid of them when I when I have them. So that's but that's just me though, right? Like for me, I like that nice rich vanilla that you see on like the OG cards, on the BPTs, stuff like that. But that's just me. I have a question on the counterfeits that UDE made with a few cards. Does it only appear in NA prints or also Euro prints or prints for other European? It actually does not appear in NA print for UDE. UDE actually looks more European than it does North American. Like the stamp is extremely embossed. Like you can see a lot more on the UDE counterfeit than you can see on a gold stamp North American. So yeah, but I do believe that it is a North American counterfeit. I do think it's a North American. I believe. I have never really held the card stock in hand. Maybe I'll buy one and I'll do a video on it where, I don't know, if somebody has a copy of one and you want to send it to me for like a week and I'll send it back to you, I'll do a video comparing it to my European and North American copies in terms of card stock so we can figure out whether it's actually North American or European. But as of this moment, I've never held one in my hand, so I can't really tell you if it's North American. Just from the look of it, it looks European, but there's some cards that are like that in North America. Jeromu, hi Omar. If you had to choose whether to invest in sealed products, old/new, or in tournament packs, old/new, which one would you go for? Super long term, 10 plus years. So, and why? So, well, tournament packs fall under sealed product, but what I'm guessing is like you're talking like if you had to buy a booster box for $200 or a tournament pack 2 for $200. I think that's what you're implying. If it's not, correct me, but I'm going to answer it the way that I understand it right here. There's really not a lot of booster boxes from the older times that are in the $200 range anymore. They've all exceeded. I think the last one was Extreme Victory, which was the most printed box in 5Ds because of Tour Guide. I think that one is still in the $300 to $400 range. Now, where are you buying the tournament pack 2s? Like in terms of tournament pack, for example, I would not buy any other than tournament pack 7, 8, or 2. Every other one is actually quite abundant and it's always available. It's not really rare, if that makes sense. Like, so you definitely have to keep that in mind. Right now, it's not rare. And obviously, excuse me, the price doesn't reflect that because like tournament packs are like very, very expensive. However, I would gravitate towards tournament pack 2 and only tournament pack 2 or tournament pack 8, one of those two. The reason is because number one, tournament pack 8 was in the GX era, aka it was super short printed, and tournament pack 2 was actually short printed because it only exists in 2 languages other than Japanese. It only exists in 2 languages, which is Korean and North American. Every other tournament pack has, you know, European, German, whatever. Like it has a whole list of languages that came under. So if you want a TP2 morphing jar, the only options you have are, you know, English or Korean. So I just think that's quite a unique nuance, if that makes sense. So I would say that if you're going to buy a modern booster box, no, buy a tournament pack 2 instead. If you are going to buy, and keep that sealed, obviously. And hopefully you're buying from a trusted source that doesn't weigh his packs. However, most of them are pretty much weighed. I mean, I have a few that are not weighed, but I wouldn't really sell them for a cheap price because, again, like you're buying guaranteed unweighed. So it's like a little bit of a premium is there. So I still think though, like honestly, I still think that TP2, even in weighed light form, will outgrow a lot of products because of how rare it is. Honestly, I think TP2 is a great pack. Do you think the 2017s are a good investment? I really like them. I think the 2000s, I think you mean Stardust and Archfiend. I think those two, especially Stardust and Black Rose, they have a great potential. Those things have a really nice looking card inside, like Stardust Dragon and Black Rose. But not only that, it also has first edition packs inside. So I think that they are great, to be honest with you. The prices now are kind of insane. Like it's like $1,000 for Stardust Stin, which is like insane. But if they were, I would say like if they were in the 400 to 500 mark, I would say that they're a little bit more reasonable at that price. And I would buy at 400 to 500. I wouldn't buy for more than that. Next. Thanks, Omar. Favorite GX Duel. I didn't really watch that much, so I can't really tell you, to be honest with you. What's your view on more modern products that focus on nostalgia, more specifically the upcoming Ghost Rares and Stardust Starlight Rare? Do you think gem mint graded ones can achieve great heights? Unfortunately, I don't think so, unless we go into more inflation. The reason is because the price is already factored in right now. Like, there was no card back in the day that was like over the $100. You understand? Like, there was nothing. Like, even Mech Chaser was like 150, and that was like the most meta card you can ever have. So the fact that, you know, Stardust comes out right out of the gate at $700. I mean, like, how high can it possibly go? I mean, look at older cards right now, right? Like, you can get Toon Summon Skull first edition, like near mint for $100, right? Like, obviously, I understand it's not nearly as rare as Stardust, but it's like, really, how high can it possibly go? Honestly, like, what is a raw card gonna go for? Like $1,000, $2,000? Like, are people really gonna pay that when for $2,000 you can buy, like, you know, a PSA 9 Red Eyes Black Dragon or a PSA 9 Exodia Head, right? Like, I don't know. To me, it just doesn't weigh. I don't understand, like, kind of the thought process of buying these modern cards for so much. Like, I don't know. To me, I don't know. I don't really buy them. The ones where I would be interested is something like Lightning Overdrive, Black Rose Dragon, for example. I discussed this on my Patreon like a couple months ago. Somebody asked me. I told them to buy, if they want to buy one, like if they just like the way that Starlights look and they want a Starlight, I told them to buy Black Rose Dragon, Starlight PSA 10. And only PSA 10, because at the time it was going for so cheap. I think it was like $1,000 for it. And the raw card was $500. Grading was like $250, $200. And that card is actually hard to grade because a lot of them are off center. So to me, it kind of made sense, you know, pay another $300, give the guy who graded a bunch of these cards some profit, and you get to keep a very good looking card, a very hard to grade card, and a Starlight Rare to add on to that for $1,000 in PSA 10. So I don't know. To me, that was like the best suggestion that I had. I don't really see anything else right now that is worthy of picking up in the modern time. Honestly, I just don't see it. I'd rather buy older vintage stuff. Like, vintage stuff is quite accessible when you have that much money to drop on like a Starlight. There's really not a lot of cards that are over the $500 mark in the OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Other than Blue Eyes LOB, right? Other than that, really, there's not too much. You can buy PSA 8 Red Eyes for like, you know, $600-700, I think. How much sealed product is left? You seem to have a lot of stuff. Could you try to out it into scale how much is out there? For example, is your collection a large chunk or less than 1%? Jake, you have to understand that Konami is a huge company because it caters to a huge amount of audience. Me having this a lot of product, it seems like a lot of money to you, but to Konami it's not. To the whole overall market, it's not. If you look at TCG Player, for example, look at how many cards they sell, like just on a yearly basis. Okay, like it took me 5 years to accumulate what I have. TCG sells probably like 100 times what I have in 1 year. Okay, so I probably have maybe like 1%, if that. Like I would be surprised if I had 1% of the pie, because people really underestimate just how big Yu-Gi-Oh is, how big the Yu-Gi-Oh market is, and just yeah, like people really underestimate that. Like, don't look at me and think, oh wow, this guy's is a beast. If I'm telling you, if I had 1% of the Yu-Gi-Oh sealed market, I am like sitting in the imagine having 1% of like something like Tesla, or having 1% of like Ford, or I don't know what's a multi-million dollar company. I don't know, like PSA. Imagine having 1% of PSA. You versus 100 people, 99 other people. Like that's unfathomable. You know what I mean? So if I had 1% of the market, that would be absolutely insane. Like I don't think I'm not even close to that. I maybe have like 0.001 of the market. I don't have that much, and you're underestimating just how big Yu-Gi-Oh is. I stopped at Duel Monsters, binged all of it last year. Yeah, I mean, it's very watchable, especially like just seeing how badass the character designs are. I think in your latest video you said that unlimited EU alties are more embossed than first eds. For which sets does this apply? It applies for pretty much everything. Well, anything that has the long crimps. So like if you look at Cyber Dragon, for example, and you put it next to a first ed, actually my buddy in Toronto, he has both of them. I might borrow them from him and just do a video on that. But if you actually look at them, the EU Unlimited is more embossed than the first edition. It shows a little bit more. So if you're going to rank them, it would be Asian English first. That's like in a tier of its own. And then you have Unlimited, First Ed, both European, and then First Ed North American. And then there's no such thing as Unlimited North American. Let's see. Hey bro, love these lives. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you very much, man. Really, thank you for stopping by. Let's see, next question. Do you think modern sets or cards like Brothers of Legend, Battle of Chaos, Ghosts from the Past, Burst of Destiny in the long run, like 10 years, do I think that they'll go up? It depends on how Yu-Gi-Oh does. If Yu-Gi-Oh is still alive, then yeah, those sets will go up. If it's not, then only like maybe the first 3 eras will go up. But who knows, man? Like I doubted 5Ds in the beginning and they proved me wrong. There's a real loyal fan base to them. I think anything with a TV show that people watch is attractive in my opinion, but who knows really? I really don't know. Hey, when you started your journey, how much capital did you amass before deciding to make purchases? What early mistakes did you make collecting that we could learn from? So I'm making a video right now, I'm working on it right now, on how to start collecting in this modern era. But when I first started, you didn't need that much. What happened was with me, I started buying GX because I could not afford the regular stuff. So I was buying like Cybernetic Revolution boxes for like $100, okay? I think in the next 5 years, the same pattern will happen to Zexal. So if you're looking to invest for the next 5 years, I definitely recommend you pick up Zexal boxes. They're extremely cheap. I did that with GX. I know, for example, Yu-Gi-Oh, he arrived at the scene after me. He started buying 5D stuff for very cheap, and he's doing very well for himself. Did he do as well as I did? No, because for me, what happened was, I committed 100% of my time to it. So I actually like barely had a job, and I was able to do this because I lived at home. So because I lived at home, I was able to kind of buy stuff, sit on it for a long time, and not really worry about having to sell because I barely had any bills to pay. So this is thanks to my parents, obviously. Like, they were the ones who allowed me to do this. And all I lost was my time, right? But I was able to accumulate a lot of product in the meantime. So that's why I was able to kind of accumulate what I have. A lot of people, they have bills. I also my spending style. I barely spend money on anything, dude. Like, I drop 50K on a card and I won't spend $5 on socks. You understand? Like, that's my kind of, like, I'm very, very conservative when I spend my money. So I barely had any bills. Like, I don't really go out. I'm more of a secluded type of person. Like, I'm the type where, like, my mom I'm a hermit. That's what I am. I'm a hermit. Like, I literally try to understand hermeticism. You understand? So that's how much of a hermit I am. So I don't really have a lot of these expenses that other people had. So for me, I was never put in a position where I had to sell my shit. I never had to sell anything because I was never a motivated seller. So I always got like the best price possible, and I also got the best product possible because I never bought into the FOMO, but I also didn't overextend myself. Anytime I bought something, it was never on credit card and all of that. So in terms of capital, I didn't really have that much. I would spend like $100 every week or so. I would work like a little bit, like I would do like tennis camp and stuff like that. And I would spend $100, buy the thing, and just set it back in my collection. And it's because I like the thing, though. A lot of people are in this hobby only to make money, and that's why they end up not working out. Like, they end up making a little bit, but they don't end up actually amassing real wealth. You understand? They turn everything back into cash, and cash is always inflating every single year. You understand? Like, a lot of the people that ended up selling their collections or they ended up buying and selling in 2019 got burned really hard in 2020 because they could not rebuy their stuff anymore because they changed their products into cash, and the cash is completely destroyed in 2020. They can't buy anything anymore. There's no assets that they can buy, right? So anytime inflation happens, wealth transfer always happens towards the people who are holding assets. Right now, this is a type of alternative asset. Obviously, it's not like a home or whatever, but it's also a type of asset. So wealth always transfers to those people who are holding assets. So you never want to actually let go of a product for cash. You only want to sell things. I only sold things when I had something to buy, right? Like, if a deal comes up, I sell some stuff and I buy that deal. Or maybe I buy that deal and I sell some stuff right away. So that's what I did, and I didn't really have a lot of capital. I had like maybe $100 a week, so maybe like $400 a month, but I had no expenses. So if I did have expenses, I'll maybe have like $100 a month, and I'll buy only one booster box instead of two, right? So yeah. Also, you start to develop a love for the era that you start collecting in. It's not just about what you watched. I know a lot of people watched like duel monsters, and they want to collect duel monsters, but to me, I only watched that, right? But I could not afford that. As I started learning more about the intricacies of GX, I started loving the era more and more, even though I never watched a lick of the show. You understand? I just loved the era because I started learning about all these different nuances that happened during that time. And that's mostly what my collection is. You understand? So that's kind of how I look at it. Hey, Omar, how much would you value SO? How's it going? This brother is a patron of mine. Thank you so much for your support. Hey, Omar, how much would you value SOI and CRV hobby NA boxes? Would you agree that they are great products to hold? They are absolutely some of the best booster boxes to hold. In terms of what I value them, if you are trying to pick something up to be comfortable, not kind of set a new record, the $4,000 to $5,000 mark, depending on how mint it is. If it's truly mint, $5,000 I don't think is bad. It might dip a little bit. I don't see the boxes dropping below the 3,000 mark, because at that point there's EV to pull. I mean, like, you might as well open the box and try to pull Cyber Dragon, Cyber Twin. Like, CRV is huge, man. It has so many good stuff in it. So I would say $4,000 to $5,000 is what I would say is like a good price. If you can get it for cheaper, then definitely pick it up. And that applies for both boxes. I think CRV, EEN, and SOI are S tier boxes. I should do a video on that, actually. Maybe I might do that. Would you guys be interested in me ranking the GX booster boxes? I think that would be a really good video. But yeah, anyway, like, I think that CRV and SOI and EEN are S tier boxes. You can't really compete with them. I think TLM falls right under their S minus, just because there's just a little bit more supply of TLM, but I think TLM is right up there as well. I think that they are some of the best I'd rather hold those boxes than something like PSV, you understand, or MRL. Just take a look at how hard MRL and PSV crashed compared to the GX boxes. GX boxes barely moved because they barely come up for sale. Is it true someone bought a tournament luster soldier, black luster soldier for $2 million? I have no idea, man. I don't really follow the prize card game, to be honest with you. Thoughts on the future of alternative God cards, YMA, DOD, JMP. I think sealed, they'll do great. I think raw, there's just a little too many of them, in my opinion, at least. This was the North American release, right? Like, I actually thought that it wasn't. Like, initially I made a mistake. I thought the ultra rares were North American. That's why I heard. But it turns out that these were the first American release. So you have to imagine how much they had to put out in order to appease the audience, right? Me being dumb, selling my Black Rose for 500. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad, unless it could get the 10. Which champion packs are the more rare? Champion pack 1. That's like the only one that's actually like really worth a lot of money. Everything else is a little bit cheaper. The reason why I asked is I own a German first ed Alti Aqua Neos with gold stamp. I wonder if it is any special, because I've never seen a German silver stamp. Yeah, you're not gonna see it. It's only North Americans that counterfeited it. That's why I'm saying I think it's North American. Hi, what do you think about WCPS Firewing Pegasus? How rare is it? Thanks for answering. I have no idea, man. I don't collect Japanese prize cards. The only ones I actually go after are the ones that have significance in the TCG. So Jump Festa and G3 I actually went after because they're the rarest Blue Eyes and Dark Magician. Firewing Pegasus, I have literally no idea what it is, honestly. I have no idea like anything about it. Bilingual Duelist. Hey Omar, please let me know the ending song of your last video. Sure, I can let you know. But the reason I don't want to share it is because it seems like everyone is stealing my stuff. Like, I started with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Lo-Fi. Now everybody's doing it. So I had to get rid of it, do something different. And that's why I don't really want to share it. That's the problem. DM me on Instagram, and I can share the song title with you. And it's not an anime opening or ending. It's from video games. Jake, hey man, thanks for the explanation. My follow-up is, why do you think that there's so much sealed product left? Why are some sets like Magician's Force extinct while Rise of Destiny everywhere? Well, Magician's Force was short printed to begin with. There's like, for example, again, Magician's Force, Legacy of Darkness, Tournament Pack 2 are some of the only packs that don't have other languages. Like, think about that. Like, the MFC only has Korean, Japanese, and North American. Actually, it doesn't really have Japanese because Magician's Force doesn't exist in Japanese. But MFC only has Korean and English, obviously, and Asian English. That's the only releases that there are. So that's obviously short printed. Rise of Destiny doesn't even have unlimited, right? So there is no... I don't know why some sets are extinct. Honestly, I really don't know. Couldn't tell you. FET on limb packs worth 25 Canadian. It depends if they're hobby or not. If they are hobby, I don't know. What is that, $20 US? It's okay. That's like 500 for the box. That's what a box goes for. That's interesting. I may have to start stacking up on modern products. Thanks for answering my question, buddy. On the history side, what are some reasons that CSOC and TDGS first eds were only available in sneak peeks? I don't recall, but was SOVR under the same SOVR? Yes, it was. Yeah, SOVR had sneak peeks, so did AMPR. All of them had them. I actually had a box of SOVR sneak peeks at one point, but I was a dumbass and I sold them. Penguin Zero said he has the best Yu-Gi-Oh collection on YouTube. What do you think about that? I mean, I would agree with it. In terms of cards, I don't think anybody can compete with that. Do you have a specific way to store your booster boxes, packs / singles to prevent them from getting damaged from the heat / cold? I made a video discussing how I protect my sealed product. In terms of humidity and cold, I don't really have a way to do it. Vladislav said, Vladislav said, I have an EU unlimited ancient gear golem in Alti, but he barely looks like an Alti. Do I just have a bad copy, or are a few Altis just lifeless? No. There was a small release of TLM Unlimited in the European region that was printed in North America. I don't know why. It's sort of similar to SOD and RDS and FET. That's where those cards come from. Like, I saw an Unlimited Flame Wingman in North American print. I thought I didn't understand where it comes from, because there's no such thing as unlimited hobby, but there is a small release in Europe that has them, and that's where yours comes out of. Those Amite 4-pocket binders you showed, is there somewhere you can buy them? I looked on their site and couldn't find any of them. The leather ones? I think they're sold out. But stay tuned. Like I said, in the members area, I have some projects that are coming up. Please rank the GX box. I will. I'm going to do a video for sure. Do you think Konami prints more today than before? It probably prints as much as OG Duel Monsters. That's what it does. Is the booster box sleeve on your website $6 per sleeve? Is the booster box per sleeve? Yes, it's per sleeve. Yes. If it was for 24 packs, I would go bankrupt because I'll be losing money. How do you feel about King's Court God cards? I think they're okay. I don't really like them. True, kind regard, guys. Nice evening to all. Enjoy. Thanks, man. How much is worldwide sealed GBI game with sealed God cards, ultra and secret rare worth? I don't know, man. They rarely come up for sale. I bought them a long time ago, so it would make sense for me to get, I'll tell you, I paid 600 and 500 for them, but this was 4 years ago. It's completely different climate now. So I would say, yeah, add what the cost of all the PSA 9s or PSA 10s, and then what's it called? Add a little bit of a premium on top for the sealed product. So I would say 3,500 for the secret rare and maybe 2,500 for the ultra rare. Should I buy 2 cases of Ghosts from the Past too? I don't know, man. You should do whatever you want. I don't tell people what to do. How much would you pay for a PSA 9 Cyber Dragon from the tin? Thanks, Strictly. Probably less than the tin price. Maybe $100, $100 to $200. Are you not interested in collecting modern cards? Which cards do you collect? Cards that remind your childhood, or to use other parameters? I sort of, no, I don't collect modern cards. Unless it's like an archetype that I like. So for example, I'm gonna buy the new Dark Magician Girl, the Ghost Rare, as well as the tin one that's coming out. Those I'm gonna buy, but for the most part, I don't buy modern products. I have the capital to be able to buy older, so I don't really need to even dabble in modern or take that risk because it's a lot more risky than older stuff. In terms of parameters, I like rare stuff, but I also like nostalgic stuff. So it has to be a combination of both. I don't like unlimited stuff, for example, but I will collect first edition stuff. Just recently got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Been watching your videos a lot. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Just bought a PSA 10 Starlight Rare IP Masquerade for 2700 CAD. Just cause I had the opportunity. What was your most expensive impulse buy? My most expensive impulse buy. Probably my jump festa. That's why that's the one where I was like I had to have it right away. And I paid a lot for it. Random anime question. May or not be a spoiler. Thoughts on Attack on Titan Season 4 Part 3 being released in 2003? Well, I read the books, so I'm not really affected by that. I know how the story ends. If it means that we're going to get a different ending, I'll be interested in seeing what they have to show us. If it means that we're going to get higher quality, like animation, I'm interested in waiting. Like, I'm the type of dude that I'm okay waiting years if it means I'm going to get something that is of value. I don't like being trash thrown on the screen and just me eating it up. You understand? Like, I go to the movies maybe once every couple of years because that's how often a good film comes out that is like worthy of the attention. So I'm that type of person. I like, I'm working on a project right now with one of my artists. I made him like, dude, my video editor, okay, my video editor is having a hard time dealing with my standards because dude, I edited a video. I spent 20 hours on it and I was like, fuck this. I'm not posting this. You understand? I was like, I'm not posting it. So that's the kind of standard that I have. So for me, time is just an insignificant factor when it comes to quality. I think quality is the most important thing. Like, I think that we have been kind of pushed away as a society from the type of work where you kind of like just sit down and you perfect the thing. You spend hours trying to perfect it. You understand? Like, this is something that's kind of missing in our society today. Now it's like whatever pays the most is what we're gonna go for. There's no appreciation for the art. There's no appreciation for the process. And to me, I'm trying to bring that back. Like, you can see it with my videos. I spend hours on my videos. Sometimes I go 2 weeks without posting. Sometimes I post like right away because I feel like they meet the quality. That's the kind of person I am. That's the kind of standard that I have. And if I want the world to move in the direction that I would like it to move, I have to change myself. And because of this, I'm okay with them pushing it if it means that it's good quality. Now, if they're pushing it because of bullshit reasons, then no, I'm not okay with that. You might as well just put it out. You understand? Like, if they're just trying to milk it, but I don't see why they would be trying to milk it. I mean, I don't know why they would try to do that, but that's just me. You understand? That's kind of like how I work. Thoughts on the binders that hold top loaders? It's kind of cool. It's quite innovative, honestly. I mean, they should do some for like PSA slabs. Who's your favorite YouTuber to work with, man? I don't work with anybody. I haven't worked with anybody. I'm so small. But the only person that kind of I respect truly is, well, actually, I respect all of them. Like, for example, I respect Ruxin because Ruxin, do you know how hard it is to put out one video a day? Like, it is unbelievably hard. Like, it is truly, I really have to commend him. Like, this guy does not stop. His work ethic is unreal. I really respect him for that. So like I respect people for different things. I respect Team Sam for like respecting me. Like Team Sam really, when I talk to him, I feel like he kind of appreciates my mind. He appreciates my skills, and because of this, I have to give him that same respect that he gives me. You understand? Like, and it's very hard to find people that are like that. So that's why I decided to go on, like, for example, Team Sam's. I could have gone on like any other people's channels, but I like the way that Sam works. I like the way that his brand is being built. It's very akin to something that I would execute myself if I was doing it. Hey Omar, where are you from? What do you think about Ghosts from the Past 2? Are you chasing any ghost rares? I'm from Syria. I don't know if that. Yeah, I'm from Syria. I came here a long time ago. I came to Canada a long time ago. What do you think about Ghosts from the Past 2? I already gave my thoughts, guys. Like, check out the video that I did. But in terms of ghost rares I'm chasing, I'm probably gonna try and get the Dark Magician Girl. I swear, Ancient Fairy Dragon Ghost Rare is the most colorful card I've ever seen. Yeah, especially in European. It looks fantastic in European. Also, Ghost Rares don't look like how they used to before. Like those 5Ds ghosts, especially from Duelist Genesis all the way to Shining Darkness, they are like on a tier of their own. You understand? They are some of the best cards ever printed. Do you think the Rush Duel cards with the dual monsters, you know, Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, Jinzo, and Rush Duel rise in value in the future? I have no idea, man. It's a new game. It depends how much like they're printing it. I really don't know. They don't make them like they used to. Yes, that's true. Could you talk about how you got your Festa Blue Eyes? I'm going to be posting a video on it. I'm working on the script right now. This is one of those videos where I have to put a lot of production value because it's one of those videos that has the potential to blow up. And if that's the case, I got to put in more work, if that makes sense. Are you making the slab cases you showed in the video a while ago? No, I'm not. I'm not making those. How much would you pay for a first edition 36-pack MFC box? Like $8,000? 8 to 10,000? Appreciate your standards for quality. Wish every content creator was that considerate. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. What are the top 3 rarest first ed value cards up to 5Ds in your opinion? I don't know what that means. Top 3 rarest? The Gladiator's Assault Secret rares. Gilgarth, Necroface, and Magic Formula. Thoughts on Crimp pack PSA 10 versus the card itself PSA 10, like promos. Dark Magician Girl Lart Crimp 10 versus the 10 card. I actually really like the Crimp thing. I wanted to buy one from Sassy Auto, but I think the price is just a little too high for my liking. And that's not like an offense to him. I mean, it's selling, right? So it's just like, I'm not agreeing with the market, but the market is saying screw you to me, and it doesn't matter what I think. But to me, I like the thing. I would love to add it to my collection, but maybe if I grade it myself, because I don't want to pay like $400. Lord DMG though in PSA 10 is a lot more rare than the regular PSA 10, like the pack in the PSA 10. You could just look at the pop report. I think there's like 120 PSA 10 crimps, and then there's like maybe like 30 PSA 10 lost arts. Roxanne is a beast. Even though I don't watch him anymore, dude's work ethic is insane. Yeah, like I don't really watch pack opening stuff. Like that's why I decided to make my YouTube channel, because I want to make stuff that I would watch myself. But I have total absolute respect for what's it called, Roxanne. I mean, honestly, this dude is he's Ichiro Oda in North America. That's what he is. Are you fasting? No, I'm not fasting, man. Hello. Hey, man. What is the best way for me to understand card rarity as a new player? Um, hmm. Maybe I might do a video on that. That's very interesting. I'm gonna write that down, man. That's a good idea. I don't know how I can tell you card rarity. It's like a long explanation. Hey Omar, I found the Spanish first edition SDK Blue Eyes in my cards. Thoughts on if it's rare or not? It's not rare. Spanish is probably the most printed one, other than Portuguese. How do you clean SOD FETRDS? I know you wanted to drop a video on it, but I'm curious. I can't reveal that, man. I'm still under an embargo with my patrons. I promised them that I would not post it until like a while from now. Have you seen the next booster box? The cover card is Elemental Hero Shining Neos Wingman, which is a fusion of Neos and Wingman. Looks really cool for the GX throwback. Yeah, it is. Konami has to milk the has to milk the nostalgia bait because they aren't putting out good products anymore. Are Dex Protection binders the best the best binders? Recently bought a few and I'm really pleased with the quality. I'm telling you guys, wait a little bit before you buy your binders because I have a huge drop coming. Strictly, you're a beast too. Thanks. Have a nice day. Thanks, buddy. Oda, good comparison. Thanks, man. Attention, duelist. My hair is blown away by your collection video. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Hope he doesn't end up like Oda. Card rarity would be an excellent video idea. Hey, man, just dropping by. Keep up the good work. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Do you have an arc drive? An arc drive like Mark Passio's arc drive? Yeah, I do. I study from that quite a bit. I have 1 and 2. What's up, bro? Hope you're doing well. Thank you, my man. Speaking of Oda, I love One Piece. I do too, man. Do you know what the difference in card material is after Upper Deck was cut out? Older secret rares look a lot more like art than the newer cards, but it's hard to explain why. Honestly, thoughts? They were just a little bit more selective back in the day, right? Like when you look at something like Imperial Order, right? Like the secret rare is so tiny, it's so selective, but in my opinion, I think it looks great. Today, now it's like basically the whole card is just secret rare. I don't know what the like technicalities are, but I definitely agree. For me, secret rare stopped after Shining Darkness. That's the last set that I actually collect personally. So I don't really have anything after that because that's the last card. That's the last set that Upper Deck put out. Ethereum Solana. I don't know, man. I only do Ethereum. Thoughts on the Dark Side of Dimensions movie pack variants? Even though the ultra rares were first, the secret rares look so good. I agree with you, man. The secret rares look really nice, but I'm a first print type of guy, so I have to stick to the first. But I do like them. I think that they look great. Maybe I might pick. I think that the PSA 10 DMG is gonna finish at like $50 once the grading costs start coming down. So I might pick one up for like $50. Hey, what single cards are the best to invest in? First edition, Master Duel, GX 5Ds, or stuff like turbo packs? I don't know, man. That's a very long answer. I can't really answer something like that. Do you think they'll ever reprint older booster boxes? Yeah, they will. In Unlimited, I think they will. But I don't think it'll have the Konami logo. Well, if you are producing your own binders, etc., I'll gladly buy your product if you ship to Germany, of course. Just wait, okay? I'm telling you guys, it's fire, okay? Like I put in so much work into them. Hey, Strictly, dropping by real quick. Going to sleep soon. Love the collection, love the work. I collect Bakugan myself. Love to compare with Yu-Gi-Oh! For sure, man. Thanks for dropping by, man. Have a good night. Jack and Bull. I love your videos. Just a quick question. How much do you think your whole collection is worth? It's probably like 2 million. So it's like 2 million. Why do you love secret rares the most? I think they look so good because they don't overshadow the artwork too much and have really nice look, sleek look to them. Yeah, it is. I also like the fact that they go like diagonally across like a square border. So it just works really well with like the pattern, if that makes sense. You understand? Like it's kind of like another just a type of geometric shape that runs across the card, and it looks really nice. Yes, from Mr. Passio. I may get one soon. Yeah, I definitely recommend it, man. There's so much information there. Why do you think it's hard for other card games such as Dragon Ball X, or I think you mean Z, or animes to gain popularity? It seems like Pokemon, Magic, and Yu-Gi-Oh have been dominating for a long time. The reason is because we are now in the age of repetition. Like we don't have anything original anymore. Like philosophically, I'm gonna just say philosophically. I don't know the real reason, like market conditions or anything like that. I don't know. I don't really play the other games. I don't even play Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon or Magic. But just philosophically, like the way that I see it is, after we hit 2008, it's very hard to create new things. Okay. In my opinion, at least, I just think it's very difficult to create something that sticks. And the reason is because the world is so much more connected, right? But at the same time, the world also has so many options. You understand? Like there's so many options. The reason that people played Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day is because that was the only thing that was available. Pokemon is the only thing that was available. Today's world, like you have so many options because of the internet. You understand? So it's very hard to catch on. And the only stuff that really catches on is things that are like breakthrough. They completely resonate with the subconscious. Things like Attack on Titan. You understand? But for the most part, like the only stuff that is really surviving today is the stuff from the older generations. Like the stuff, the cards that kids are collecting today is our cards. You understand? They are our cards. It's not really their generation. They're just getting the leftovers of our cards. The shows that they watch are just leftovers of our shows. Like just look at the difference in animation style, for example. I mean, comparing something like the older Dragon Ball Z and just comparing with the animation of Dragon Ball Super today. Today, it just doesn't look as alive. You understand? There's nothing that can replicate the human hand, not even a computer. You understand? Like, sure, you might get more consistency with computers, but you're not going to be able to replicate that life. And this was something that I touched on quite a bit when I was in the statue industry. Statues that are sculpted by hand, they have something to them, like a je ne sais quoi, you know, like I don't know what to call it, but it's something that is more alive than a digital sculpture. And art is the same way. Creation is the same way. And just like how you see it today where Pokemon just doesn't, even if you watch the anime today, it just doesn't have the same feel as something that is hand-drawn. It's just a completely different feeling. And I think that is the main reason why there's nothing that is completely striking the subconscious of people today to make them pick up something new. They always have to refer back to the prime age, which is basically 1990 all the way to 2008. So that's just my opinion. We are like esoterically speaking, we are in the Iron Age now. We are in like the last days basically, and I don't know what's gonna come after that, but that's kind of like the main reason why there doesn't seem to be anything that sticks today. Now it's all fads. You understand? Like it's literally just appears for a little bit and then it's gone. Nothing sticks in the subconscious because there's so much stimulus all around us. Not only that, but also we're bankrupt, right? Like we barely have any money anymore. Like we don't have the capabilities to be able to pay for hand-drawn animation anymore. We don't have that anymore. You understand? Like, it's very expensive to do that now because of the overall global inflation that happened in our world in the past 12, 14 years. Like all the quantitative easing, etc. So that's kind of like, in my opinion, why I believe it's very hard to kind of create something today that will last for multiple generations, unless you're able to do kind of something like that is very breakthrough-ish, something like Attack on Titan, something like Game of Thrones, like you have to be like way above the standard in order to really stand out. You understand? Like, there's really nothing that can compare to Game of Thrones. Like, especially the first 5 seasons. Honestly, like, just go back and watch them and just listen to the dialogue. It's truly like a work of art. Like, I've never really seen anything like it. Maybe Breaking Bad, but even Breaking Bad, I wouldn't put it on par with Game of Thrones. So that's my kind of analysis on the whole situation. And I'm not sure where we're going to go from here. Honestly, I don't know how much more we can chew up the older generation before people have had enough. But anyway, let's move on. How did you as an individual learn and gain so much knowledge about the game? Seems like you know all the little secrets about cards, boxes, rarities. I invested my time, man. That's all you can do. I just invested my time. I watched a lot of videos. I watched a lot of commentaries. I looked at freaking 2004 forums, like literally those old old forums that people used to discuss things on. That's what I did. I just spent time. And that's something that a lot of people don't do. They just want a shortcut. And that's why they don't really know as much as anybody else in the meantime. Like, they don't know as much as, sorry, I read the comment. Like, they don't know as much as somebody who has spent their time. And yeah, I mean, again, it's all because people value money over everything else. You understand? That's the main problem. I don't value money over knowledge, and that's why I'm willing to sacrifice some time to invest it learning about something, and I grow my knowledge base. Very, very little people do the time. Like, the only person I would say that spends as much time like analyzing all the different nuances, I would say even more, is like Schlost, like that guy on Instagram. He really goes ham about Yu-Gi-Oh! And I really respect that, and I commend him, and I think he deserves everything that is coming to him. But I don't know anybody else that spent as much time as me learning about the hobby. Gezi as well, he spent a lot of time. I have a lot of respect for him. But yeah, that's how I know so much. Why are you always wearing a hat? Because I'm bald. Are you not a big Red Eyes fan, Omar? I've never seen one in your collection. No, I don't like Red Eyes. I don't like Joey. I don't like him. I never liked him. I just thought he was very I don't like the clown, if that makes sense. That's not my archetype. I'm very Yami Yugi-esque in terms of people that I like. I like Yami Yugi the most. I like the way that he carries himself, and I never really liked like the clownish archetype that is Joey. So I never really gravitated towards him, if that makes sense. I like his cards though. I like things like Rocket Warrior. I like Panther Warrior, Jinzo, stuff like that. But I never really liked his Ace Monster either. Do you have any more outside video ideas? I like card shop videos, etc. Sam does some good ones. Oh, outside as in like outdoors? I don't know what I can do, to be honest. Other than maybe me hunting for some stuff. Like, I want to try and do something in Japan, right, where I go there and I kind of like just hunt around for some Japanese cards. Maybe I might do something like that. Are you a full-time collector? Well, I'm a full-time investor, but I'm trying to branch into YouTube and stuff like that. Did you see the Red Eyes LOB first PSA 10 sell at 3.5K? Was that legit or was that pulled early? I saw it. I don't know what that's about, to be honest with you. I mean, that's a great price. Whoever got that got a very, very good price. but it did look like one of those cards that had like the Asian English sticker put on them, if that makes sense. And it did come out of China, so I don't know. Are you interested in card lore? I remember you talking about Alistair, and props to Konami for doing research, but I'm talking about cards like... Sorry. But I'm talking about cards like showing Warrior of Zera's Journey. Yeah, I love that. I love those things. Like, I actually did one on my page about Huge Revolution. Like, if you go look at my video, it's literally titled just Key. To like emphasize that it's key information. But I love lore cards. I think that it's fantastic. Like Brave, I think it's Brave Warrior or Wanderer. Freed. Yeah, Freed. I love the cards, how he's like in every... It's so nice, dude. I think they did an amazing job with it, honestly. Yeah, I absolutely love card lore. Wow, that is a great explanation. Thanks. Has anyone made you a serious offer for your collection? One person tried to approach me. He was like an actor, but I think he flopped. But I wouldn't even sell everything anyway, so... We've hit peak meta culture based on nostalgia, from TCG to anime to movies, even clothing styles. I think the last golden age from pop culture point of view was from 2000 to 2012. After that, a lot of stuff went down slowly downhill. Yes, it's because of the creation of the iPhone. That's why. The iPhone is the biggest destruction to the human mind that I've ever seen. There's really nothing that changed the world like the iPhone did. It truly destroyed the human race, in my opinion. There's really nothing that comes close. This is not to say technology is bad. I'm talking about just the iPhone, because there's a difference between this and a laptop. There's a difference between this and a PC. A laptop is a creative tool. You understand? Like, it is used to create things. You can create things on it. You can use it for consumption. Obviously, there's no problem. I'm not denying that. But it has the option for creation. This has nothing except consumption. You can't draw on this. You can't write, poems. You can't write essays on this. This is a consumption device. This is made so that you consume what's created on the computer. And this, in my opinion, is what brought the lack of innovation, lack of creativity, and, in my opinion, the destruction of the human race in the next 50 to 100 years. I don't think that there's ever any coming back from this. Do you think it's a lot harder to start collecting nowadays with all the hype around TCGs in the past few years, especially with the hype of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh? Let me tell you something. When the hype dies down, nobody's going to want to buy. You understand? Nobody's going to want to collect. The only people who are going to be left are the people who were there before the hype, aka me, Gezi, Vintage Yu-Gi-Oh, Ruxin, the people who were there before 2020. All the people that came in 2020, some will stay. Obviously, there's always going to be like kind of residue that is left. But for the most part, I don't think those people will even buy once the hype dies down. Once they start to see prices really like crash, they're gonna be like, yo, screw this, I'm not paying for this. Because they have no love for it. That's the thing. So hopefully, Saul, you are a little bit different from this, and when the prices do start to crash, you are willing to pay because and keep the market afloat. But I think most people won't do that. I think most people are all talk. They're here for the money, and once the money is gone, they're gone too. Watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And Toonami back when it debuted was an incredible feeling. For sure, absolutely, man. Like, I watched old animes and they have more nuance / frames and detail than the new stuff. Absolutely, man. Like, they have way more effort put into them. Just watch. Okay, just go watch Goku versus Majin Buu in Super Saiyan 3. All right, just look at that fight. Look at the effort and the attention. Or go watch those old Dragon Ball Z movies, like the ones with like a nice budget to them, like Broly, for example. I think Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. There is nothing that they can produce today that can come with the quality of that animation. Like, there is nothing. Do you watch Duel Nights from Sam? Yeah, I do, actually. I do. I watch this stuff. That is actually a great series. I rarely watch like Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube videos. Like, if you even watch, like, the only reason I'm subscribed to the other people is because they support me. So but I don't really watch that stuff because it's not my genre. You understand? It's not my type of thing. Are we in the Kali Yuga? Duel Night is so cool. Yeah, it was. It's a very, very clever idea. And dude, let me tell you something. The stuff the effort that he puts into that thing, the animation, the amount of people that he hires to do all that work, honestly, he deserves everything that is coming to him. Honestly, like, he does an amazing job. Will you be watching House of the Dragon? How do you think it can compare to Game of Thrones? I don't think I'll watch House of the Dragon. After what they did with Game of Thrones, I was kind of really bitter about it. After season 5, I think, is when I kind of left Game of Thrones passion. I watched till to the end, but it just wasn't the same after season 5. And that's obviously because they left the books, right? They don't have any material from George R. R. Martin. So, are old Yu-Gi-Oh card prices going to go down soon, or will it only go up? No, they have to come down. But I think they will go back up in the long term. Maybe like 5 years. But nobody has the time patience for something like that. Kaiba's the best. Did you see the 25th anniversary Kaiba briefcase? Yeah, I saw it. It's really nice. I hope they produce more of it. Yu-Gi-Oh needs better alternative arts like Pokemon. I don't think so, man. I think that Yu-Gi-Oh is good. They just need to. The thing is this. All the artworks that you see, other than the new stuff, is all not original. Okay, all of it comes from the manga. Like, even the new Dark Magician Girl that's coming out right now is literally a manga panel. So because of this, I think that I think they do this kind of wisely, to be honest with you. Like, they try not to touch those original monsters unless they can find a panel from the original the manga to be able to kind of rip it into the screen, into like the thing. But I think they should definitely keep their borders. Like the reason that people know that, I was walking in my apartment, I was bringing this one, and the guy saw it, and he was like Yu-Gi-Oh! He literally just yelled that in the middle. Because he recognized, I'm sure he didn't play tour guides, I'm sure he didn't do any of this, but he recognizes the layout of the card, and I don't think they should change that. Kind of interesting that there is an Arcana Force archetype. Somebody at Konami studied tarot cards. They absolutely studied the occult. I have no doubt about it. I think most prominent, like even One Piece studied the occult. Oda studied the occult. Like every prominent like creator in our world today has a deep understanding of ancient cultures. They have a deep understanding of occult knowledge. I have no doubt about it, because you need to use those things in order to create something that resonates with people. You understand? Like, you can't just come up with something new. You have to tackle the subconscious in order for it to stay. And all of them, like every single creator, always use the occult as their main resource in their creation. Like, I have no doubt about it. Agreed on the iPhone theory. I had the same convo with my GF. I miss the analog era. Selfie culture. Do you think it's too late to investing in old cards for collecting? Well, it's never too late. If you actually want a collection, it's not too late. But if you want, if you think that, uh, if you think that the, you know, if you just want the price to go up, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm still holding on to my stuff, so clearly I think that long term they'll be okay. Fondo slab, yeah. Do you know the price for Machine King EM1? I can't find a price anywhere. No idea. I have no idea, man. Broly movie was a masterpiece. Yes, it was. Yeah, let me show you guys actually. Let me show you this. So this is where the original arts come from. How do I do this? Oh, browser. Take a look at this. So you see this? This is where this is literally a manga panel. This is where they're getting the new art. Right? So I can definitely imagine them doing something like this one as the new art. This is where they got Magician's Salvation, right? It's from this manga panel. This is where they got the DPYG Dark Magician Girl. This is the new art right here that's coming out soon. This is where they got Magician Arcana. Blackluster Soldier. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I can tell you, like, yeah. Oh, take a look at that. See, that's the new artwork that they released recently. Why the hell is it not scrolling down? There. I can definitely see that being an artwork. Look at that. This is Dark Magic Attack. They ripped this right out of the panel, right? And I really appreciate that. It's a great homage to oh shit, you can't even see it. But yeah, anyway, you get what I'm saying. It's a great homage to the artist, right? As an average collector, do you think it's worth saving up money to get a card graded now, or would it be better to wait a few years when grading raw cards is less expensive? It depends if it's something that you want for your own collection, man, honestly. Like if you want to wait a few years and you're okay waiting, not having the card for, 3 years, I mean, clearly you don't like the card that much, right? Joined late, love the content, man. Would love to have you on my podcast. When was the last time you played Yu-Gi-Oh competitively? I never played Yu-Gi-Oh. I was too poor to play when I was younger, so I didn't really have a lot of money, and my parents thought it was gambling, so I never really had the chance to be able to play. I only watched my friends like collect and stuff. The good thing is the prequels will have books to go by, whereas GOT went past the books. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I'll definitely check it out. I'm not gonna like completely deny it, but I don't know if anything will ever come close to those first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones. Like I was honestly so blown away, and you get more blown away on the second rewatch. Like on the second rewatch, you just start listening to Tyrion talk, and you're just like, bro, like how does somebody come up with dialogue like this? Like literally how? It's so impressive to me. It's so artistic. Congrats on 4.5K. Did you ever play Yu-Gi-Oh? I think Konami should try harder to push more GOAT format or other traditional formats. No, I never played Yu-Gi-Oh, and I think they should cater to it. I don't think that they should put it as their prime because they still have to make money, right? They can't sell older cards all the time. Time Wizard format, yeah. I didn't know that about the cards being from the original manga. Makes sense. That's pretty cool that they do that. Yeah, it is. When can we expect your announcement regarding your new products? Just so I can refrain from buying new stuff. Well, like I said, in the members channel, I'm posting updates on how the new product will look, and I'm gonna be hosting a poll so that people can tell me, hey, I would like this in the binder, and then basically I'm gonna take what people want the most and try to create the final product off of that. But right now I'm just kind of taking petitions on. I did it on my Patreon. I'm doing it on my YouTube, and I want to do it on my IG at one point, where basically I just ask people, do you prefer this style or this style? The samples are on their way to me right now. So once I have them in, I might do a video on that and like just take a small poll or something. And yeah, that's all I can say really. But then it would take like 2 months after that in order to get the actual product in hand. I don't know why Konami NA continues to censor cards when they are fine releasing Lost Art promos uncensored. I have no idea, man. I really don't know the whole uncensored censor thing. Do you think the new anime Rush Duel booster boxes would be worth grabbing? I think it includes the new cards that the protagonist uses. Yeah, I don't know, man. I have no idea. What do you think about Hobby League cards? They're okay. I think that they're all right. I definitely wouldn't put them on like A tier or S tier, maybe B or C tier, I would say. Rather have a Festa PSA 10 or G3 PSA 10? For clout, Festa, but my true inner collector, G3. I want Rush Duels to come to English just because of how good the art looks. Yes, I agree. I think the art looks amazing. Omar, are you Arab? Yes, I am Arab, yeah. Do you have the Millennium Gold Edition 20th anniversary? That's my absolute favorite set. I have no idea what that is. But I don't like gold cards. I don't like the way that they look. I don't like the way that they look. Do you love Lord of the Rings like me? So I watched the movies. I don't really like the movies. I think the movies don't hold up as well as people would like them to hold up. I think they're okay. But yeah, like, I mean, Lord of the Rings is probably one of the most occultic films like you can ever see. Like in terms of just the Eye of Sauron. I mean, I'm sure anybody who's listened to me for a while, you understand what Sauron is, what Sauron represents, and and I like yeah, I don't want to go too much into it. Omar, did you go bald because you study so much about Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, I'm actually not like super bald. Like it's just I shave 100% because I don't like the hairline. But yeah. Do you think grading is kind of dumb? Obviously, you have to grade high-end cards, but I think they're too inconsistent. Some 9s are actually in better condition than some PSA 10s. I agree with you. I think that grading is more for the investment value. I don't collect graded cards. I'm a sealed collector and a raw card collector. Like you can see in my binders. And yeah, but I do think that investing needs it because a lot of the whales, they don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! They don't know anything about condition. They just want to see the number and buy that, right? So that's why you need it. But in terms of collectors, I don't know why a collector would try to collect all PSA 10s. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. Rush Duel cards look awesome. I feel like we won't get them in English though, sadly, since Rush Duel isn't exactly popular in the West. Maybe, yeah. I don't even know if it's popular in the East. I think, wow, I caught up to all the questions. Look at that. Do you live in Canada? Yes, I do. I want to move to the US though. Maybe one day. I actually have a buddy that sent me stuff from Japan. He sent me that Rush Duel DMG. I didn't even know what it was. Yeah, it is. Yeah, honestly, that Rush Duel art is absolutely fantastic. I really like it. What do you think the greatest release in TCG is, and why is it BPT 002? BPT 002 would be the greatest release if they put the Blue Eyes SDK art as as the Blue Eyes card. But because they didn't do that, I don't think it's the greatest release. I think Dark Duel Stories, the games, as well as SDK SDY, the greatest release in Yu-Gi-Oh history. I think those two are the best products in terms of collectability. But I love BPT 001. I think that's one of the best looking cards in the game. I wish I had a PSA 10. I wish I had a raw copy. I wish I had a raw mint copy or like a whole page. Like that's a card I would buy a whole page for. The QC of modern cards is terrible. Brothers of Legends cards out of the pack have print lines and scratches. Yes, it's because they're starting to use that new printing style when UDE did it, like the foiling pattern is not like, it's not like they put the foiling on top like how they do with Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, right? Like there's in Yu-Gi-Oh, like the foiling is just non-real, man. Like there's really nothing that comes close to Yu-Gi-Oh foiling. BPT 001 Dark Magician over DDS. I like it more than DDS, yes. The market doesn't agree though. Have you ever visited Japan? It's a dream for me taking a trip to my favorite country. Yeah, I've been there. I went everywhere in Japan. I went Tokyo, Kyoto, Hokkaido, Nara. I went to like 6 different cities. It was one of the best trips I've ever done. I went with my friends, like my high school friends. One of the best trips I've ever done in my life. Absolutely amazing trip. I wish I can go back, but unfortunately, I am on the no-fly list. Do you ever rip packs for fun? I used to. Now I don't anymore because I don't really get that much enjoyment out of it. But when I first got in, I was, what's it called? I used to rip, bro, I ripped open a CRV case, man. That's like, it was $1,200 at the time. 12 boxes of CRV first edition. That's probably like 60K now in terms of value. And I ripped all of that open. I just don't find that much fun and enjoyment anymore. I kind of pulled all my favorite cards, so I don't really need to pull anymore. DDS has anime art. That's why I like it more. Yeah, I agree with you. I think DDS Blue Eyes is one of the best looking Blue Eyes ever. I like SDK, but I like DDS just as much. I notice a lot of your office Insta posts. Do you hit the bars or exercise or go on walks? Well, right now it's snowing really bad here, but before the winter time, I used to go all the time. I'm starting to go back now. We need you to open some cases of that new Ghost coming out SS. I'm opening 2 boxes, like the displays. I'm opening 2 boxes of those because I got them in a trade basically. So I'm just gonna open 2 of them on camera. Hopefully, hopefully like the person who's sending me them sends them early because I'm actually super down. I can't understand why BPT Red Eyes is so cheap. Objectively, the best Red Eyes card. It is my favorite Red Eyes. I agree with you there. I think it's my favorite Red Eyes. The only thing I don't like about BPT 1 to 6 is the fact that, other than the SDK thing, the only thing I don't like is the fact that it has limited edition on there. If they didn't have that, oh man, that would be like glorious. Like, I think they would be as nice as like UBP Exodia. You understand what I'm saying? That's how nice they would be. How rare are Euro GX boxes? The difference between NA and Euro altis is night and day. I can't open NA hobby after seeing them. They're actually like decently rare. Obviously, Yu-Gi-Oh is not as big as in Europe as it is in North America. So yeah, there are definitely less printed out there. The problem with Euro altis is you can open a box and not pull any altis. Not even joking. Like, this actually happened with me. I opened a Euro EEN box and there was no altis inside. We opened the whole box, no altis. So the placement of the altis is like whack over there. I don't understand what the hell they were thinking, but yeah, I opened a Euro EEN box worth $4,000 and it had no altis inside. No, the retail hobby alti is a misinformation. I made a mistake on that. I actually did not know that. Hold on, I gotta fix the camera focus. Nice. So yeah, that's not true. It's actually any card, like any alti, you can get it in there. It's not 1-on-1. So you can get 2 hobby altis or 2 NA alti, 2 retail altis. Like, they don't make a differentiation between hobby and retail. That's what they don't do in Europe. So it's basically one sheet. It has one of every card, and all of them have the same chance. NA ultra altis are actually the rarest kind out of any alti. But yeah, some boxes, like, they're whack. Like, I literally didn't pull anything in it. It's crazy. I can't understand. I already answered that. My dream sealed product is Yu-Gi-Oh! Power of Chaos. I collect sealed only or strictly. It's not that expensive, but a pretty big purchase. That's a great product. The collector's edition, bro, that shit was so cheap back in the day, man. Like, in 2019, it was like $150. Imagine that. Did somebody ask about the new One Piece TCG? If not, what do you think? The only thing that I will the only way I will collect it is if they do it like Bandai Digimon, where they have completely new art. If they just do it like Weiss, where they take a screenshot and they freaking slap it on the card, forget it. I'm not touching it. That's the only way I would collect the One Piece TCG. I also hate the Lions limited edition. Yeah, like, I don't know why they put it on there. Like, it's so gross. When beginning, Saul asked, Jaguar D. Saul asked, when beginning a collection, if wanting to purchase a PSA card, would you suggest going for PSA 8/9 when it's higher end card due to funds for a 10? Example, Blue Eyes Toon, first edition secret rare. Or just go with clean raw card if possible to find? It depends. Do you want a PSA card or are you planning to crack it? I don't buy below PSA 10 because, like I said, I only invest in PSA cards. But I also only buy PSA 9 quality cards, if that makes sense. So it depends what you want, man. Random question. Favorite movies, food, any hobbies outside of TCG, favorite traveling locations. I enjoyed the movie analysis videos you did on Instagram. I appreciate that, man. Right now, I'm currently working on the Truman Show. I'm working on like a full PowerPoint presentation. Shout out to my wife. She did an excellent job on the PowerPoint. I'm just trying to find the time to be able to sit down and actually record my analysis on that film. Truman Show is truly one of my favorite films. I really like it. I definitely recommend, if you're gonna watch that presentation that I have, you watch the Truman Show first, so that when you watch it and then you kind of see my analysis, it's going to kind of, at least for me, okay, when I watched something and then I watched somebody analyze it, it kind of humbled me that I kind of don't know what the hell I'm looking at. And that's the kind of thing that I'm trying to illustrate, because if you don't know what you're watching, then there's a lot of subliminal messages being imported into your mind without you knowing. So look out for the Truman Show. I'm probably going to throw it up on another channel. I don't know if I'm going to put it on this one. But I think Truman Show is one of my favorite films. I absolutely love it. My wife, when she watched it, she literally cried because of the courage, not the courage, like just the empowerment feeling that film gives. It's absolutely amazing. It's called The Truman Show. I definitely recommend it. Another one of my favorite films is Gladiator. I like Gladiator. I like, what else do I like? I like The Lion King. Obviously, that's the story of Horus and Osiris, but I like some of the messages that are in it, but it's definitely an occult retelling of Horus and Osiris and Isis. What other films do I really like? I really like Iron Man, the first one. I really like, yeah, those are some of my favorite films. I don't know. In terms of food, what do I like? I like pizza. I like, there's this Arab dish my mom makes. It's like, it's not a dish. It's more like it's sweets, where she puts like chocolate, or it's actually biscuits, chocolate, biscuits, custard, biscuits, and Jello on top. Bro, I don't know what that's called, but that shit is fire. That's one of my favorite snacks. Like when my mom makes that, it's over. I like a lot of Arab foods. I like schnitzel. I love schnitzel. Goulash. Yeah, those are some of the things that my wife showed me. Any hobbies outside of TCG? Philosophy. I love philosophy. That's how I spend most of my time, honestly. I literally just sit there listening to some people explain some things or their perspective on things, and that's kind of, yeah. My favorite channel is Academy of Ideas. I absolutely recommend you guys go and check it out. Obviously, I'm a nobody compared to them, but those guys, I absolutely love Academy of Ideas. One of the best channels out there. I was telling this to my patrons. Whatever they pay me to teach them, I literally go and put it to patrons of other people that try to teach me other things. I spend around $200 literally every single month subscribe to patrons so I can learn from them. So the reason that I made my Patreon is so that I can fund the Patreons that I buy. So I definitely recommend Academy of Ideas. I would say that's a hobby of mine, like just listening to these types of philosophers. I also like sports. I used to be a huge basketball guy, but after kind of getting injured over and over again, I shifted to something less maintenance heavy, which is softball. So now I just play softball with my friends. What are some other hobbies that I have? I don't know. I guess reading, researching, that's a hobby because I spend a lot of time doing it without pay. Yeah, that's pretty much all I do, really. I just wake up, I read some things, and I just go into TCGs. I kind of made it my full-time hobby, if that makes sense. Full-time favorite traveling locations. I really like Japan. I would love to go see the world wonders, or the alleged world wonders. I'd love to see the pyramids. I used to like going to France, but then as I kind of open my eyes more and more, I can kind of see just the chicanery that is being used there. Very fake stuff like that. Yeah, I really like Japan simply just because the culture of like the anime culture there. And I love that to go to the United States. That's my favorite travel location. I would love to go to the United States. Mid America, Central America. Next. Holy, let me see if I got any questions. Absolutely fantastic movie. My GF told me to watch it when we first started dating. I'm so glad I did. The end scene made me feel so good inside. Absolutely, yes. Yes, the Truman Show is absolutely incredible, and I think that once you see the, oh wow, oops, I missed a lot. once you guys see my analysis, you're gonna be like, holy crap, like we watched completely different films like that. If you watch my Matrix analysis, that's what it's gonna be like. Or if you watch I don't know if I still have it on my page. On my Instagram, I think I did The Wizard of Oz. Yeah, it's still on my page. Go watch my Wizard of Oz breakdown and tell me that this is the same movie that I used to watch as a kid. It's definitely not. Let's see. By the way, where'd you get those huge card posters from, the ones behind you? I would like to pick one up. This is a giant card. This is a prize winner. There's, I think, 3 of these in the world. So you can't really pick it up like just by wanting one, if that makes sense. I had to search for a very long time. What do you think about hobby stores / LCS weighing packs and boxes? I mean, it's a piece of shit thing to do, honestly. I don't know why. I mean, you might as well shut down your store, man. Like, there's no need for that. Maybe one hobby, one retail thing is for the middle sets, ROD, because it seems consistent with ROD at least. Well, it's because there's actually 12 and 12, right? Like, there's 12 hobby altis and 12 retail altis. So when they're split in between, half, the chances of you pulling one of each is very high. But yeah, it is very consistent. And I would have thought so as well. Like, if you look on YouTube, like, all of the openings are 1-to-1, but it's actually just random. Because I opened a TLM box and I pulled Thunder Giant and Flame Wingman in one box, European. Would have loved to see Judgment Dragon as a Ghost Rare pairing with Dad. Yeah, for sure. I think that would have been a great pick, for sure. Judgment Alti looks so damn good. Absolutely agree. Judgment Alti it looks almost as good as the OCG Altis. And those are some of the best Altis you'll ever see. How would you have liked GOT to end? Would you have killed Bran in season 1? Well, GOT has... I would not have killed Bran season 1. Bran has to stay alive because... I was going to say spoiler alert, but I would not have killed Bran. I think I would have liked GOT to end by like literally all of the nations coming together against the White Walkers. That's how I would have liked to end it. I think that the threat of the White Walkers was so... like, it was so dramatized, if that makes sense. Dramatized, if that's a word. Like, it was so dramatic throughout the whole series, and then it's like, one one thing, like one small Winterfell like area was able to stop them. Like, I don't know. I think that's kind of that's what I really didn't like. I thought that they really... it didn't live up to the hype. You understand what I'm saying? Just from a two-dimensional perspective. Are you into dystopian movies? Not really. I like movies where I can see that there's a superliminal message as well as a subliminal message. You understand? Like something that nobody is seeing, but I can see it because I'm studied. Those are the kind of films I like. And pretty much every film is like that, to be honest with you. Gladiator is a masterpiece. Yes, it is. Do you own the Secret Beasts Alti First Ed Mint? If so, can you flex them on us? I don't have them actually. I haven't started collecting SOI, and the only one I have is a BGS 9.5 plus. That one is Raviel. Any cards you can show off during the live stream as well? Sure, I'll show you guys something. How did you meet your wife? Did you explain to her your collection / business? No, I met my wife like a long time ago. I met her when I was 19 and we started dating immediately. I didn't marry her until now because I just wanted to be sure. You understand? Like I don't like walking into situation. I wanted to make sure that she like, okay, like there's cards are stacked very hard against men in this society, and a man has to do whatever he can in order to protect himself. And I basically just took my time and I made sure that I was choosing well, if that makes sense. And I chose amazingly. Like I really don't think I could have chosen anybody better, to be honest with you. Like I don't think there's anybody that I could, I would swap in the world for my wife. That's the honest truth. I took my time and it paid off. So that's how so I met her at volleyball. Me and her played volleyball together, and that's kind of how we met. And we started dating like right away, and it lasted about. I got married August 30th in 2020, and what's it called? Yeah, I got married August 20th, 2020, and I met her when I was 19. Or 20, so it's like 7 years ago. Yeah, I met her 7 years ago. Yeah. And how do I explain my collection stuff? The business kind of grew as we were together, so I didn't really have to explain it to her, if that makes sense. Like in the beginning, I was kind of like a failure because I tried to really fit myself in the schooling system, even though it's not for me. And I kept getting like kicked out of school. Like I reapplied like 3 times. I got kicked out every single time because I was like not passing. And like she kind of like stuck by me through that. And then I did the statue thing. I actually did some like Tumblr stuff. Like my first paycheck was I started a Tumblr page, I grew it, and I sold it to somebody. That was my first paycheck. I took that, I put it into statues, and then slowly I started flipping because I realized that I was really good at this. And yeah, she kind of like followed me along. She kind of followed me along the journey. So it kind of just like fell into my lap and she was there with me. Got my first Duelist Genesis pack from you the other day, man. Thank you. Hey, do you think they will ever make Yu-Gi-Oh cards with the serial numbers on them again? That would be awesome and aim toward collectors. Serial numbers on them? What does that mean? Like limited edition? I don't know. I don't really like the serial numbers. I like the cards being rare because of contrived. I don't like it being rare because of contrived reasons. Like Like they knew that it was gonna be rare and they put it there. I don't like that. I like cards that organically become rare. You know the movie Troy? Love that movie. I have heard of it. I wanted to watch it, but I haven't gotten to it, to be honest with you. Are you going to keep this live stream up? Yeah, I always do, man. It's kind of documentation of my journey on YouTube. So, yeah. Maybe it has to do with the Euro boxes of Rise of the Duelist being printed in NA. I wonder if it... I think you mean Rise of the Duelist. I mean Soul of the Duelist? And Rise of Destiny? Right. Being printed. Same is true for... Yes, it is. Yes. Do you watch One Piece or read the manga? So I've watched One Piece up to Whole Cake Island and I stopped. No, I didn't watch. I read One Piece up to Whole Cake Island and I stopped because that's where the chapters was, and I completely stopped after that. And I mean, I kind of have an idea of where it's going. I mean, I could already tell the Christian symbology, like the Jesus symbology of One Piece, and I can definitely see where it's headed. Like, I mean, yeah, so maybe I'll pick it up again like later on once it finishes, and I'll just try to finish it up. But for now, I stopped at like Whole Cake Island. I haven't seen anything after that, but yeah. Gladiator music and Hans Zimmer music gives me goosebumps. Yeah, it is. Honestly, it's fantastic. Did you collect a Judgment Dragon and Dad? I think those are my two most loved cards. So glad to have both secrets and alti versions. Dad and I had first edition secret rare PSA 10 Judgment Dragon. I have a no name Dark Arm Dragon secret rare, but I believe that it's wiped because there's an imprint. Yeah. Mrs. Strictly is PSA 10. Absolutely. She's BGS Black Label. Planning to get my first GX booster box. Tactical Evolution, because it has my favorite art. It has my favorite box art. Oh, yeah? That's awesome, man. That's a great box. Your outro music is stuck in my head. So catchy. Yeah. I put it there for a reason. So to force people to stay. Yeah. Because I knew it was really good. What was the best investment you've ever made in Yu-Gi-Oh? My LOB First Ed LOB Blue Eyes. Hey Omar, what's good, fam? What's going on, man? Do not click my channel then. I make you One Piece content. Oh, do you? Yeah. I mean, I could tell that Luffy is gonna be kind of the Jesus figure. You can kind of see it on the way, if that makes sense. Like some things that I noted about One Piece, for example, like Luffy's ships are the lamb and the lion, right? Which is symbolically the symbols for Jesus, right? And I'm sure he's gonna have 12 disciples by the end of it, like 12 nakama by the end of the series. I'm sure he's gonna have to at least die and be reborn once again. And I think he's gonna get the gold hair like Naruto, like Goku, etc. I think he's gonna follow that trope. So I don't know if that will happen, but that's kind of how he's shaping out to be. Because I mean, yeah, like you can. In my opinion, I think he's like, if you don't know, the whole Christian religion is based off of sun worship, right? So, and this is not to offend any Christians. It's just I'm telling the truth. The Christ figure is always representative of the sun, right? He's literally called the Son of God, SONSUN. And Luffy is very, I mean, every character that you'll see in anime, like Naruto, Edward Elric, they're all they're all representations of the sun, okay? Like the SON. as well as the sun. And actually, that's why Christians worship on Sunday, right? But Sunday, like sun. But yeah, so Luffy is representative of that. He's gonna be the lamb and the lion, and he's gonna be the enlightener of the world, if that makes sense. So he does have to die, like every character has to die, like Neo, Goku. Every single character has to die and then be reborn, because that's just how the lore is when it comes to these occult mystery traditions in the Babylonian mystery school system, right? And yeah. Also, Luffy, now that I think about it, Luffy comes out of the east, right? East blue, right? Like how the sun rises in the east. The hat, like the straw hat, it represents the sun on the horizon, right? Like basically when it's given to Luffy, what's happening is that he's being enlightened, right? But yeah, sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent here. Hey SS, is it worth grading the Master Collection Volume 1 promos? No, I don't think it's worth it. I graded 1, it got a 9. I can't even get like $70 for it. Is there any other signs that I can look for besides the plastic packaging to tell if a GX booster box is legit? I don't think there's fake booster boxes right now. Like that's why I tell a lot of people right now is the time to buy, because nobody's faking boxes right now. They're too cheap to be faked. In the future, as the prices grow, you're going to see a lot more counterfeit. So if you want something for your personal collection, it's a great time to buy right now. How many people do you know with the Space Typhoon Suijin? I have no idea. It might not be wiped. I pulled a few imprints but no name and have one recorded, but it's just hard to say if it's actual misprint or handmade. Exactly, yeah. Omar, you doing a PSA collection update anytime soon? Your collection changed so much since the last video. I actually recorded it. I finished it, but I ended up scrapping it because right now I'm doing a lot of collection videos. So what I'm going to do is maybe in a month or two, I'll re-update it, I'll reshoot it, and I'll do it. But I actually finished it. I edited it and everything. It was done, but I just scrapped it because I just didn't want to be like putting 3 videos out where I'm just talking about like what I have, you know what I mean? What do you think the One Piece is? I don't wanna get into that, to be honest. The last 2 chapters were crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't know, man. I haven't even gone near One Piece in so long. Like I haven't gone through One Piece in so long. Why gold hair? What's special about it? Because if the sun, also when people say amen, they pray to Amun. Yes, it is. Yeah, like it's actually Amun or Amen Ra, right? So when they have, when people say like in Islam or Christianity, they make the prayer, right? They say Amin in Christianity, in Islam, and then in Christianity they say Amen. It's actually a short form for Amen Ra, right? Which is, again, the sun god. Why gold hair? What's special about it? The gold hair represents Harpocrates. It represents the ancient god in the past. And what's it called? What he represents is basically the great enlightener, Lucifer, or the person, the one who spreads knowledge. And you'll see a lot of stars in Hollywood, right? You always see them have that blonde hair dye, right? Because they're going through the initiation rituals, right? That's a ritual that they have to do in order to be engrafted into a system. That's why I see Kanye dye his hair blonde. You'll see all of these stars. Like, look out for it now. Honestly, anytime you see a rising star, all of a sudden, for a moment in time, they're going to dye their hair blonde. It's a type of initiation. But yeah, anyway. Naruto is deep in occultism. So was C.S. Lewis's works like Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. Yes, absolutely. Christians co-opted Zoroastrianism from Persians who held it captive. Look at that. Yep. Jesus has a crown of thrones, like the sun has sun rays. Absolutely, yes, it does. Like if you look up something like, if you look up the goddess called Hecate, right? Hecate, or Hecate. I don't know how to say it, but look her up. Tell me who that reminds you of. Tell me that's not the Statue of Liberty, right? That is the goddess of witchcraft, right? But at the same time, she has the sun rays, right? Like that's why the what's her face? What is her damn face? The Statue of Liberty, she has the sun rays because she's an enlightener. I got some creamy goodies in for mail day today. That's awesome, man. Congrats. Most religions are sun worship historically. Yes, because back in the day, you needed the sun to survive. So even when they were enlightened that there is a creator, they had to bring it back to the sun because that's the only way to like that's kind of the, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. I read the damn comment. Yes, because they needed the sun in order to survive, right? Like Horus, who is the representation of the sun, right? His dark mode is what? Set, right? Horus is where the word hours comes from. While Set, his dark side, is where you get sunset from, right? So when the sun goes in the morning and it, on the horizon, Horus, on the horizon, it rises and then it sets. The nighttime is frowned upon because a lot of people would die because there's obviously a lot of wilderness, a lot of animal attacks. You know, it was cold, there's no heat, stuff like that. So that's why people associated Horus or the sun god as kind of like the savior. It's metaphorical as well as like actual practical, right? Like there's nothing wrong with enlightenment. It's just you have to understand how you use that enlightenment. It's all about how you use it. That's the key thing. Who do you think will kill Luffy? I don't know. I don't know who will kill Luffy, to be honest with you. I don't. Maybe one of the Yonkos. I assume because the Yonkos are the biggest thing. So maybe Shanks or Kaido. Like, and it's not gonna be death like death. It's like if you watch the Matrix, right? Like Neo, he kind of dies and then he rises again, right? Neo is another symbol for like Horus or Harpocrates or any of the ancient gods. And he has to die and come back in order to defeat the villain. And usually that comes with like a new form or new power or whatever. And actually that's where the Christians get the reborn, right? Like I'm a born again Christian. It's just, you're just a born again sun worshiper. SS, did I make a mistake by selling my Digvor's hack that my wife won in a giveaway for $750? I have no idea what that is, bro. No idea what that is. What newer type of boxes would you recommend getting? I don't know, man. It depends, like what your budget is. I was thinking of maybe getting Ancient Guardian box or Battle of Chaos box. No, I definitely don't recommend you get Ancient Guardians. You can probably open a Yu-Gi-Oh museum one day. Maybe, I hope so. Can you drop the scrapped collection video on Patreon? Yeah, I don't mind doing that. If you want to see it, I don't mind putting it in there. Newer boxes are very hit or miss. I would say get Toon Chaos first ed or GFTP first. Not GFTP 1. I would say get GFTP 2. How much occultism is in Naruto? There's a ton, man. There's a ton. Like, for example, the Sharingan, the symbol for the Sharingan is what? It's a 666, right? Like it's 3 6s in the eye, right? Horus is Naruto, while the dark side is what's it called? Sasuke. That's why it's the orange and the blue. I touched on it. If you guys have watched my Shang-Chi, right? If you watch my Shang-Chi breakdown, Shang-Chi is represented by the divine orange, while his father is divine by the is represented by the divine purple / dark blue, right? Like that is it's a very well-known trope, right? You can watch a Steph Curry commercial on YouTube. I think it's like with a Pontiac or something. I don't remember what brand he's associated with. There's a brand. Just go look up Steph Curry car commercial, dark side, and it shows you him like Steph Curry. He's like, a lot of people think that I'm the good guy, but they don't know that I have a dark side. And he goes and you can see the red light being tinted on his face. And then when he goes to choose milk, like there's red milk bottle caps and then blue milk bottle caps. And he chooses the red one because he's trying to symbolize that he's the adherer of the dark side, or like the dark occult. But anyway, like that's kind of like anyway, yeah, like this is way over the Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. This is not for these videos. Hecate is the goddess of witches, crossroads, and animal familiars in Greek culture. Thanks for pointing out the parallels between her and Statue of Liberty. Yes, that is. I brought 3 display cases from Ghosts from the Past, so you think I'll have a chance to get a ghost rare if the chances are doubled? Yeah, I think that you will. I think you'll be able to pull like maybe 2 in the case. What place in One Piece would you like to visit that the Straw Hats have already been to? Where would I like to go? Ennis Lobby. Ennis Lobby is my favorite arc, and I would love to go there and just watch them burn that flag. What prize card, king of heavy industry, prize card super rare? I have no idea what that is, bro. I'm sorry. I don't know what you should have sold it for. I honestly don't know. How many hours do I fast? I don't fast regular Muslim fasting. I don't do like I don't adhere to like the traditional Islam. Are you getting 1 case of GFTP2? Ghosts from the Past 2, not 1, of course. Yes. Skypea, I would say. Skypea is awesome too. But I didn't really like that arc. I didn't really like the god aspect and all that stuff. Like it wasn't my thing. One of my favorite arcs is Arlong Park. I really liked Ennis Lobby, and Marineford, obviously. Occultism and truth are very interesting topics. I wish you had a platform or other ways to share the information. Yeah, I'm working on it, man. I really want to put it, like, the whole reason I wanted to create the whole reason I made even like the whole YouTube page or any of that was honestly so that hopefully I will be able to be big enough that I can, if I tap into that population, like there's a lot of truthers out there that are kind of in echo chambers, if that makes sense, and they're not tapping into the right audience. I feel like a lot of the Yu-Gi-Oh audience is a lot of children and mentally, and I feel like those are minds that have to be freed. So that's why I want to do that. So I'm working on it. That's all I can say. I'm gonna link the channel where I'm gonna do the Truman Show breakdown. But in the meantime, I definitely recommend you check out my Instagram lives. I did a lot of stuff there. So I did the Wizard of Oz complete film. Like literally we went scene by scene with it. So I definitely recommend that. The Wizard of Oz is a really good one. Like it's a very, very good one. Do you feel a sealed King's Court box has potential to be valuable in the future? Do you see the set falling off? I think it will fall off. Did you ever play in small tournaments / play seriously, or just strictly collecting or vesting cards? I wanted to go back into like and play it. I played actually a little bit. I played on like there's this website that you could play on back in like 2008, 2009, and I played in that time. I played like with Insectors. I played with that type of format with Dark World. But I never actually like went to a tournament and played. Honestly, I never really had the time, and yeah, I'm not really a big gamer guy. I don't really spend a lot of time gaming or anything like that. What do you think about Antarctica and the truth few have tried to bring to light about the infinite lands and ice wall? Absolutely, I'm of the believer that I don't think the Earth is as small as they show us. I think it's a little bit bigger than that. I don't know how big. I don't know any details, but I just don't think that there's. I don't think that this is all there is. That's just me though, and it's totally a belief. I don't really have any factual proof, so I can't really. Yeah, I totally understand. It's a belief. It's a religion. Watched all of your breakdowns. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Do you have GX blisters? Do GX blisters contain retail or hobby packs? They're always retail packs. Every single blisters. Do you like the 6 samurai archetype? Yeah, I mean, I like them. They're quite annoying, to be honest with you. Like they're very annoying to play against, but I totally understand why people like them. They're very fun as well to play with. How'd you get the giant card behind you? I bought it from someone on Facebook. They had it. I paid $2,500 for it, including shipping and everything. And I paid $200 for the frame. I love this card. I absolutely love it. This was the era that I played. Tour Guide, Rescue Rabbit, Zen Mains, Utopia. That's what I played right here. I'll be right back. Okay, I also brought some cards that I want to show you. So first of all, obviously we have to flex Bay right here. But the second pickup that I had is so let me show you this real quick. Look at that. Jump Festa Blue Eyes. All right, hold it. There's a bunch of questions now. Okay, let's go back. Awesome. Thank you. Informative channel and fire collection. Thank you, my man. I appreciate it. What are some hidden messages and meanings you've noticed in Yu-Gi-Oh! In terms of symbolism? Do you mean the cards or the anime or what? Do you think older booster boxes will ever go down in value eventually when everything crashes? If it does, if so, what percentage do you see it dropping to? I can see the boxes falling down to $1,200. I think that's where it would be the bottom. That's the worst case scenario. I think that's where it would go. $1,200 for first edition boxes. So you have a tour guide ulti PSA 10? No, I don't. But I would love to have a secret rare PSA 10. Are there only really 3 of your giant card? I think you got a really good deal on it. Farfa also has this one. Yes, there's 3 English ones. There's a bunch of like different languages, but this is the one of 3 in North America. So you started playing competitively in XYZ era. No, I didn't play competitive. I just played like online. I told you I was really poor. I didn't have a lot of money. So I couldn't really play anything in physical form. Such a nice case. Oh my god, blue eyes. Yeah. How scarce are both of those cards? So the Dark Magician Girl is one of 400 copies, and the Blue Eyes is one of 2,000 to 3,000 copies. PSA 9, I think it's pop 9, and then PSA 10 is pop 3 for Blue Eyes, and then Dark Magician Girl PSA 9 is 3, and then PSA 10 is 3. The anime. Well, the whole split personality thing, like with the whole solving the puzzle, being initiated, and then getting that split personality is a very well-known archetype in the occult in terms of characters. So yeah, that is very huge. And then the seal of Orichalcos is the seal of let me show you. Like I told you guys, I think I mentioned it before. The seal of the law. If you take a look at this, take a look at this. This is a religion called Thelema. It's Thelemic. It's created by Aleister Crowley. This symbol right here is also what? This is the symbol of, it's a symbol of the seal of Orichalcos, obviously, right? The Thelemic tradition, you can also see, look up the card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Called the Book of the Law, right? That's Aleister Crowley's book. And there's literally a card called Aleister the Invoker, right? And he's holding that Book of the Law. He also has the seal of Orichalcos on his hand. So obviously they're venerating the character called Aleister Crowley in the card game slash the manga slash the anime. And that was a big demon from back in the day. He created a religion himself. And this is not to say that the Thelemic tradition is bad per se, but Crowleyism is, the fact that they use Crowleyism or Aleister the Invoker shows you the kind of deeper meanings of what they're trying to what they're trying to show you. Um, how many TDGS do you got, or do you sell them first, Ed? I have like 50 left, I think. Even with a pop that high for blue eyes like that, would you say it's still hard to come by? Yeah, I think raw copy, like chewed by a dog, sold for 6,000. So think about that. Chewed by a dog, like really damaged, heavy played. It was sold for $6,000 US. Yu-Gi-Oh is full of symbolism. The entire premise is based on Egyptian mythology. Absolutely. The seven items also represent things. This represents celestial bodies. For some advice from me, if I were to hold blister packs or booster boxes for Yu-Gi-Oh, what packs should I be looking for? I don't know, man. Whatever you like collecting. Do you know anything about Atlantis? I'm of the belief that Atlantis was the city of Noah, the city that sunk. So that's my belief, at least. It's just way too similarities in narrative, way too similarities in mythology, if that makes sense. I believe that it's yeah. That's an interesting theory with Atlantis and Noah. Makes sense though. Yeah. It does, right? Sunken city, Noah's city flood. I'm not of the belief that the whole world flood. I'm not of that understanding. I don't think that that's the case. Am I religious? No, I'm not religious. I'm not religious, but I understand there's like a creator. I understand that there's a higher power, but I'm not religious. Like I don't follow any institutional religions. When will you do more woke videos? I'm probably not gonna do them on this channel anymore. Like it's growing a little too fast. But what I will do is I will make them. I am planning to dedicate I am planning to dedicate some time to that. I just really haven't had that ability at the moment. But yeah. Where do you think we go when we pass on? I have no idea. Honestly, it might be like I would think that it might be a confrontation with your soul, right? Like because the soul, you trapped it in this body here, and then you have to confront it when when it's time, right? You have to, because for the actions that you did, right? So I do believe there's some sort of judgment. I'm not sure what exactly happens, but who knows, man. Is the Will Smith situation staged? What the hell is the Will Smith situation? I have no idea what you're talking about, man. What do you do for work? How do you afford all these cards? Um, I work with cards. That's my cards are my work. The slap. He slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars. At the Oscars. Oh, he did? I I'm under a rock, bro. I have no idea, man. I don't know what I think about it. Maybe I'll check it out later or something. I haven't really seen it. Yeah, it was everywhere. Nah, I haven't seen it. It shows you how much of under a rock I am. That's jokes. But I tell you something though. The 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 Oscars themselves are a ritual themselves. It's a veneration ritual for the god Ptah. Ptah, right? Like Ptah from what's it called? Hunger Games. He is the character or the ancient god Ptah. And if you look up the statue, for example, the statue is literally the statue of Ptah. Like look up statue of Ptah and you'll see that it's the Oscar statue. The whole thing is a ritual itself. So I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know if it was flagged or not or fake or not, but I don't really watch the Oscars, to be honest with you. Did the Canadian media not cover Will Smith and Chris Rock? Nah, bro, I just don't watch this stuff. So I don't really have I don't like, dude. I'm telling you, man. A lot of the time, I'm really working, so I don't really have the time to check all this stuff. I don't know. Let me check it out right now. Let's see. I just typed well initially. I didn't even know. Damn.
You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Bro, that Jada, man, that's a damn witch right there. If I ever seen one. It's very ironic that she's wearing the green. Oh, damn. Damn.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Dude, this dude is such a simp, man. How you gonna stop a guy like that? That's some H. Anyway, let me read what you guys are saying. Is some gematria link to it? I wouldn't doubt it. Do you have any Zexal sealed product? Not really, no, but I'm trying to pick up the boxes. I want to collect one of each boxes because it's like the next set, I guess. I think it was a distraction from Ukraine and Russia, but I won't digress. Don't want to get flagged. I got ejection fairly first ed, kind of worn, it has an indent. Is it worth getting it graded or just keeping a binder? Just keeping a binder, brother. Hey, Strictly, what do you think about KMC Hypermatte sleeves? Do they warp cards? I have no idea, man. I don't really use them. I use like really old sleeves, like from Ultra Pro. What's the lowest PSA graded card that you have or had? I have a PSA 4. No, I had a PSA 4 Black Rose Dragon Ghost. I have no idea how that got a 4. I cracked it. It was perfect. I might do a video on that. Loving the newest uploads, man. The binder update was right. Thank you, my man. I appreciate it. Stay tuned for more. I'm working on a lot more. That's nuts, dude. I just looked it up. Stop blowing my mind. That's all that followed the Oscars for years. Never noticed. Yeah. Nobody even knew the Oscars were happening until the slap. I wonder what new project you're working on is. You mentioned in a recent binder video. I'm telling you, just keep waiting, man. It's coming. I'm just shocked you didn't go on Twitter or Instagram. It wasn't the first thing you saw. Live reaction for real. I don't care about the Oscars either. With the slap was like, okay, Jada's terrible wife though. Just saying. Will the Dark Magician Girl OCG Ghost Share go down in price after the TCG version comes out? No, I don't think the people who are collecting the 2017 one are the same people who are going to buy the Ghost Share DMG. Why did Jada not react? It's kind of weird. They're swearing, so don't use audio so the live doesn't get shut down. Oh, really? I don't think so about the TCG release, but who knows? She looks like Jinzo. Wearing the green. You fasting simply? No, I don't fast, man. Well, I don't fast the regular traditional holidays. The traditional Ramadan. I don't fast that. Why she dressed like Jinzo? Are the sleeves you use in your binder still available anywhere? They look so cool. Aren't they, man? They're so sick. No, they're not available. I tried to buy whenever I see them because I need them for my own collection. I might put out a couple of the sleeves out, like, yo, dude, honestly, like these the sleeves go for a lot of money, man. Like, it's like almost $1 a sleeve. It's ridiculous. Are you excited about the new Ghosts from the Past? Yes, I am, man. I am excited for sure. What's up, Strictly? You replied to my comment about the OCG mini box protect. Oh wait, not mini box. I'm making OCG boxes, like, you know, like the square ones, the perfect square ones. That's what I'm making product for. I don't know what mini boxes you are talking about. Did you get rid of the card after cracking it or stored it away in a binder? It went in a binder, bro. Man's casual LOB box was a disappointment. Yeah, I know it was. Yeah, for sure. Also, your video slap, man. The close-ups of the cards look so good. Thank you so much. I worked really hard on those. Thanks for your content and happy attitude. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you. Would you like Obelisk or Slife for Ghost Share? Nah, I don't really care. I don't really like the new Ghost Shares at all, to be honest with you. The tech that they use, it doesn't look like the OG Ghost Shares. You understand what I'm saying? What's up, bro? Loving all the videos recently. Thank you, random Yu-Gi-Oh dude. I really appreciate you. $1 a sleeve. I'm dead. Yeah, man. It's crazy. I paid $50 for a freaking pack. Are the secrets from legendary collection Yugi's worth that much? I got a secret. I have no idea, man. I don't really follow that. Someone made a parody account named Strictly Unsealed. Did you hear about it? No, I didn't. Before I go, I just want to say I love your videos and you inspired me to start my own Duel Monsters card collection a few months ago. Nowhere near close to done it, but slowly and steady I'll finish it. Absolutely. That's what I tried to do, man. Like, honestly. Yeah. Have you been able to start the glass video? So I finished the script. I need to start recording it, but I'm not sure if I want to use this mic or I want to just invest in the Shure. I don't know yet. I'm still thinking about it because that one is like a huge video and it's going to be a huge project. Like, it's going to take me at least another month or 2 months. I thought it was going to take me a lot shorter, but just gathering the clips and all the stuff is a whole pain. Plus, if I want to start like actually doing like, 3 videos a week, whoo, it's gonna be so much work. Do you play any video games? Nah, I used to play League. I'm on and off with League here and there, but otherwise I don't really play. Is that a Blue Yeti mic? Yeah, it's a Blue Yeti mic, but I don't like how like it just has a lot of echo. So I kind of want to just buy that Shure one that everybody uses. I personally like the pre-5Ds era ghost artwork the most. Are you serious? Bro, that card doesn't even look like it's a ghost rare. Like I have the PSA 10 Rainbow Dragon. It doesn't even look, you can't even see anything. Do you ever double sleeve or just single sleeve and straight to the binder? Single sleeve straight to the binder. Is Phantom Darkness the hardest GX box to find? Yes, alongside Strike of Neo's Hobby, as well as Light of Destruction and Elemental Energy Hobby. Would be a cool video showing off the 4 and giving your thoughts on it, maybe comparing it to side by side by 10. I mean, I understand why they gave it a 4. It has like a, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I mean, it definitely should have gotten a 4, maybe like a 7, but it's like absolutely mint. It's just the way that it's curved. I can see why they took it like that, but definitely not 4. Hey, Strictly, just curious, do you do Yu-Gi-Oh full time? Yes, I try to. I'm trying to branch out right now though. What is the greatest Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube video of all time? I haven't made it yet. Do you have to upload audio on a program and edit it into the videos? Yes. So like there's this trick where you kind of have the camera shooting and then you have the audio recording and you slap and you basically sync those 3 slaps and then the rest of the video should be and then the rest of the video is synced. I only do that now though because I got the mic. Before I didn't really do that. It used to be just connected to the camera. Is YouTube paying you good now? Channel looks to have grown a lot in the last few weeks. Yeah, so here's my pay. 300 hours worth of work. Finally getting my first paycheck right here. Okay, well, it says $125. So I got paid $125. So I just, yeah. I don't think I'm going to be paid from this, to be honest with you. I kind of just want this to expand my business as well as the products. Like I actually want to make Yu-Gi-Oh products. And I think that this will, this one will help me out, if that makes sense. Are you selling your TDGS first ed packs? Probably not. Like somebody had claimed 30 packs from me and I told them like, this is it. I'm not selling anymore. So, and he paid, I think 150 a pack, 150 a pack. So like he paid quite a bit. And I told him I'm not selling anymore after that. You can buy more sleeves with that. Yeah, pretty much. What's a card you haven't grabbed yet that you're always on the lookout for? I'm trying to pick up as many magic formulas as I can. So if you have a magic formula and you want to sell it to me, I'm here to buy it. You had them at 125. Yeah, I did. And then somebody bought 10. And then I think a couple people bought 1 or 2 each. And then I had to raise the price because obviously like I'm going to run out. And then the guy basically was like, hey, I'll buy the rest of what you have. I was like, I have 50, but I'm only willing to sell you 30 of them. So he's like, sure, I'll take them. He actually paid me, but the problem is there was something wrong with he actually something was wrong with the information. It never went through, so we're just trying to figure it out right now. I'm curious if anyone's tried imagining packs like with a CT scanner or imaging to see if there's particular card inside. I mean, you can wave for the most part. You're filling the gap that Solemn Yu-Gi-Oh left. Valuable information for collectors. I appreciate it, my guy. Thank you. How do you feel about the new arts for Blue Eyes, DMG, and Red Eyes in the 2022 Megaton? The Blue Eyes is a hard pass. And the red eyes is a okay pass, and DMG is a must have. I will definitely buy that card, and I will try to grade a PSA 10. I know your Yu-Gi-Oh product will be quality. Will definitely support your stuff. Thank you so much. Again, if you want to support me, join the membership thing and vote on like the style that you want. I'm making them right now. I want some like kind of input. I don't want to just make a public YouTube video and get like a whole bunch of spam from people that don't want to pay. So if you want to like, you know, support me a little bit, like with it's $5, like it's literally not that much. It's $5, and what's it called? You will get to be able to kind of have a voice in the product that's coming up soon. I was able to pick up a PSA 6 Magic Formula for 150, cracked it, and it's basically mint. That's amazing, man. Huge congrats. If you want to sell it to me, let me know. I'm interested. I'm buying any Magic Formulas that are near mint or better. Thoughts on any certain cards being underrated, maybe going up in price, graded or undergraded? I don't really answer stuff like that, man, because I really don't know, man. I don't really play the game like this. I just buy what I like. As long as it's rare and it's nostalgic to me, it usually does really good. That's how I see it. Yu-Gi-Oh to the moon. Yeah, for sure. How long has it been? Oh wow, it's been 3 hours. Okay, I need to go. I am tired. Do you guys have any last thoughts before we pack it up? What's for dinner tonight? Curry. We're having curry. Do you think that? Oh wait, he already missed. Do you prefer a small amount of people in the hobby? Not really. Nah. I think they should all be involved. I'd rather make the hobby as big as possible because it's a great game. I really like it. And I really like the way that Upper Deck handled the release of stuff in the past. So yeah. What are your thoughts on the 1998 Bandai cards as high-end PSA grades as collectibles? They're nice. I think that they're great. They're not for me. I just don't like them. I just don't like the way that they look. I like Yu-Gi-Oh cards only. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If I run across that new DMG in Japan, I'll let you know. Definitely let me know, man. If you get that, if you're able to find like a sealed 2017 envelope, I'd be very interested. Dragon level 7. Secret rare print and speed duel. For me, it's beautiful, man. Like that speed duel print. Ooh, beautiful. If so, how do we get the young generation more involved to expand Yu-Gi-Oh? You have to be able to remaster and re-release the Yu-Gi-Oh TV show on TV so that kids can watch it. Do you have suggestions on websites or certain places to learn and gain knowledge on rarity, packs, etc.? You just have to watch a ton of YouTube videos, man. That's how I did it. And you have to open a lot. Have a good one, dude. Yo, from Australia. Love your content, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah. I don't know if I hit like what's it called? 5,000 subs like in a day, like by next week. I don't know if I'll do a live for that. Maybe I'll save it for like every 1,000. We'll see. If enough time passes, I'll do another one next month. Have you touched Ghosts from the Past 2 as a topic yet? Sorry, just joined. Yeah, I did like a bunch, so you can go back and watch that. Do we push Konami to make a remaster? I do think that they should. I think that they should remaster in HD. Honestly, they deserve it. That show was fantastic. Hey Strictly, do you know if Silent Doom and Soul Taker are short prints in glass? Wait for the new video that I'm dropping soon on Gladiator's Assault. I'm making it very extensive, and it's gonna be very extensive. Yes, it's gonna be documentary style, so it's not gonna be like how you usually see my videos. Did you do your new logo? Yeah, I made it. I made my intro. I made everything in my channel. Like everything that I did is self-taught. I literally learned it by myself, and I made it myself. What's your biggest one-time purchase Yu-Gi-Oh related product? My G3. It was like $90,000. That was my biggest. Do you have any raw cards for sale? Not really. I don't really sell raw cards. It's just a pain. If I ever like expand and I become bigger where I can hire another employee, I might put like raw cards on my website. But for now, I really want to stick to gear. And that's why I say look out for the new product. I really hope you guys like them. I really hope that you guys support me, because I want to be able to use the funds from that to start like many different projects. So yeah. What would you suggest about cards like first edition PSA 10 tour guide from EXVC? I feel like long term, with how many of those were played, the 10s will be a premium for a while. Yeah, long term, I do think that they will have premium. The problem is that there's a lot of Extreme Victory boxes. That's the only thing holding it back. That's the only problem I have. Otherwise, I really love tour guide. Like this is literally my giant card in the back, right? So I really think that it's great. God damn. Yeah. You're very appreciated in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. Thank you, my man. I appreciate you. Thank you for your purchase. Like you really, like honestly, like I told you guys before, there's support and then there's like financial support where I don't need to rely on anybody other than my supporters to be able to live, right? So it really helps me out. So thank you so much for anybody who's purchased things from me before. Thanks. That's why I just crossed over a BGS 9.5 to a 10. Yeah, it's a beautiful card, man. I really like it. But you will need to wait like a few years. It's not going to be right now, not in the short term. So I hope you're in the hobby for the long term. Glad to be a patron. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Really, it means a lot. Your videos are so high quality, informative, and thorough. I love it. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I try my best to put out content that I like watching myself. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for anybody watching later on. Look out for my future project. Let me know when you make a woke channel. I will. Like I said, I'm done the, look, I'll show you actually. How do I show you guys? Hold on. Take a look at this, okay? I might do one where it's like, it's not a video, it's more like a live stream.